This is a short video to explore MyMathLab, our homework portion of the course. This is my home page, and in this home page you have the course ID that you'll need to get into MyMathLab. So let's highlight, copy it, and go to MyMathLab. When you first register for MyMathLab, you click on Student. It's going to ask you to verify that you do have an email, a course ID, and an access code or a credit card. And let's register now. So we type in our course ID and continue. Verify that this is a course Math 200. And then if you are a past user of MyMathLab, say you've used MyMathLab in your algebra course, then you can enter your username and your password and you can sign in. If you have not used MyMathLab before, then you would create an account with your email address. You set up your username and your password, and then you put your first name and your last name. So the main thing that I ask you to do is to make sure you use the last name that you used when you register at Kenyatta College for this course. Once you've registered, you have an option to enter the access code. An access code, you would have this access code if you went to the bookstore to purchase the book with the access code. If you want, you can also pay for it using your credit card. And there's one more option that's not stated explicitly here, but if you don't have financial aid yet and it's coming soon, we can have this offers a 2-week grace period. For 14 days you can use this for free, but then you'll have to make sure that you eventually pay for it within 14 days. Okay, now that you've registered for this, the next time you go into MyMathLab, you would hit sign in, and then you would just enter your credentials, your username and your password. On the left hand side you would have your course Math 200, and then your course would sort of look like this, not quite. I have the instructor's point of view version here, and these things with a slash in it are things that you won't see, but everything else you should. So the course homepage looks like this. It has a short calendar, about 7 days long, and you can advance and you can see when your homework assignments are due. So we have homework assignments due. The first one is due September 3rd, and you can jump to those homework assignments over here in upcoming assignments. My results will give you just results for your homework assignments. Your quizzes, journals, exams, etc. are graded a little bit differently. They're graded through web access, and once they're graded, they'll be posted here as well, so you can see your progress overall. The only announcement I'll be posting here is your is to tell you to go to web access, and then I'll post one more announcement here saying that any other announcements that we'll get will be set through web access, and you will need to check your my.smccd.edu email. And so if you use a different email here, you may or may not get the announcements, so just make sure that you check your my.smccd email every once in a while. Alright, now as for the courseware, the only thing that's really important here is the homework. So this is how the homework is going to look like. When you click on the homework link, you will get a list of homework assignments, and these are all live links. when they are past the due date, like this first one is September 3rd, after the due date, this link will no longer be available, but you need to actually work on these things so that you can get access to them in the future. So how did the homework assignments look like? If you click on an assignment and then click on a question, it'll open up a new window, and your new window will have a navigation bar over here where you can jump around and answer questions. It'll have some buttons on the side that says help me solve this, a link to the textbook, and a program to open up StatCrunch, and some other things that you can try. There is an Ask My Instructor button, but I would ask you to reserve this Ask My Instructor button until you've tried a bunch of things. So let me check up on another homework assignment. Let's try a homework assignment from Chapter 2. Some of these have icons that represent videos, and so for those assignments there are videos available and you can view those videos. So let's see if we can answer this question. You can answer the question and hit submit, and then it'll give you instant feedback. And after a certain amount of attempts, it'll tell you the correct answer, and it'll give you a new problem, or you can click on similar exercise to give you a new problem to see if you can get this actually corrected. So let's try to do a similar exercise, and let's see if we can answer this time correctly. So this first one has 4 members, this has 5, this has 3 members. So that's 12 so far, and then 8 more, so that makes 20. So let's see if we can answer this correctly. 20. And when you get the answer correctly, your X mark will become a check mark, and so now you've gotten credit for this particular problem. If we go to another problem, we're having a hard time answering this question. Again, we have certain buttons on the side here that would help us get through that particular question, and there's also a video that you can look at, so I encourage you to explore some of those things. If something happens where your program dies, or your power goes out and this thing accidentally shuts off, you're still going to have that particular question saved and corrected. So it's good practice to save your work, but in case you don't, this program automatically saves it for you. Once you've worked on a particular section, there's a C score. It tells you your score for that particular homework assignment. Okay, so that's the homework assignment. And again, it's best if you can go through it, walk through it, and explore what you can find. The next button are the chapter contents, and it actually is the whole textbook. So we can go to, for example, section 2.2 in your textbook, and this will give you, it'll ask you if you want to watch the video, see the text, or work on some study plans. So let's take a look at the textbook. And if you had bought the textbook, you'll see that on page 46 this is exactly exactly what's in the textbook. And if we browse around here, we'll see that different from the actual hard copy textbook, we have live links over here where we can click on, for example, watching a video or trying out some exercises. You can jump around from chapter to chapter, and there is a searchable index where we can type in some keywords, and then it can take you to these different places. Okay. The next menu item I wanted to explore is the multimedia library. You can click on this and search for a particular type of media that's directed for a particular type of section. So active stats are animations, or active stats are little activities that you can work on. Animations are little mini videos. Java applets are little applets. You can get the textbook, podcasts, some PowerPoint presentations, StatCrunch, or the video. And a video is an actual person explaining the concepts. So let's select all and see what we can find for this particular section. And here we can jump to the textbook that we already saw. We can download a PowerPoint presentation for this section. We can open up the program that you can have access to. It's similar to Excel that allows you to play around with some data, and there's some videos. So it didn't look like there were any animations for this particular section. Let's see if we can find some animations for all of chapter 2. Here are some active stats applets where you can learn about some histograms, bar charts, dot plots, etc. So there's a large amount of media that you can download, or you can just click and view and see if they would cater to your particular learning style. The gradebook, this is where we'll be keeping your grades. Your homework assignments are graded automatically, but everything else will take a little bit of time to grade. I usually would like about a week after a particular due date, about a week to grade quizzes, journals, and exams, and then I will update them here. So right now, since I only really tried a couple of homework problems, this is all I'm going to see. The study plan will contribute 2.5% extra credit on top of your grades, and the way you can get them is through the mastering a certain amount of objectives. So in this course, we have a total of 196 objectives or points to earn, and what you can do is you can go to a particular problem and then work on those objectives, and then the more objectives you work on, the more you can pile onto your extra credit. So this extra credit is not very much, and these are pretty much just like your homework problems. And so what I would suggest to do is that you put in as much time as you can in the homework and make sure you get all your homework problems correct. And then if you have some extra time, or if you want some extra credit and you need to make extra time, then that's when you would go to these study plan assignments. Right now you're not able to see the test, but I will open that up. Probably for the second exam, there will probably be an online portion of your exam here, and then I will make that announcement later on so that you can find it. The other buttons that you'll see is the Tools for Success. Tools for Success just are another resource or another way to find some of those multimedia. And it also includes some other programs that you can download, an add-in that you can put into Excel, and some graphing calculator tutorials. As an added bonus, you can also, if you're working on a problem in the middle of the night, you can try out this tutoring service that they have. It's either a text that you can send to a tutor and they'll try to answer it, or sometimes they would allow some phone calls to a live person where you can talk to them about that particular problem you're working on. Okay, so these are the buttons that I really wanted to cover, and I hope this is enough to get you started with the homework and get you going on this course. So good luck working with MyMathLab, and I'll see you online.